back to Penguins Wanderlust, excuse me. Here's Carolyn again, and Penny and Penguin and myself, Christine. We are on the 190 East right now, heading towards Death Valley, towards Darwin Falls. And we stopped here because
beautiful white stuff that we are assuming is some kind of salt. And on the way here, on the first highway after we left Fossil Falls, it said to watch out for cattle on the road, but I didn't see any cattle even in the fields. And if I was a cow, I wouldn't really want to live around here because it didn't look like very good food around here. And then we went a little farther, and there was a tumbleweed tumbled across the road. And then the third thing was, oh yeah, there was a part where it said dust blowing. And it was a little bit like being on the playa at Burning Man, but it wasn't much dust. Nothing compared to the playa. But anyway, we stopped, and the Sierra Nevadas are absolutely gorgeous here, and there's this sort of pseudo lake with the salt. And how far do you think it is to Death Valley?
about maybe another 30 miles. That sign said about 40 back there. We're about maybe 20, 30 miles out.
And it's getting warmer.
It
so
is.
It should be good. There's so much to see. So, bye for now!
Bye.
Hi, Penguins Wanderlust here. I've lost Christine. She's way over there. Hasn't come back with the car yet. But this is a very interesting little place. If you keep going down this road, you come to a place called Darwin. And we were going towards Death Valley when Christine saw a small sign that said Darwin. And she slammed on the brakes and I almost rear-ended her. However, I didn't. So that's good. But we stopped and we went up to Darwin. And it's actually kind of a nice little detour because we're surrounded, I think they're Joshua trees, although they might be yucca plants. I'm not really sure. Some of them seem to have like a cone on the top, and they seem quite furry, but if they're not Joshua trees, they're very similar to Joshua trees. But it's just phenomenally gorgeous here. And if you keep going down that way, you come to an interesting little road that's got a danger sign and says active mine. It doesn't say what kind of mine it is. I'll have to look that up later. But the town itself was built in the early 1800s, and it only has a population of 50. And so I'll have to do some research on that. But I thought I'd stop here because this is like so amazing. And so I'll just get behind the camera and pan around so you get a little bit of a view. And this is a great detour. But now I remember Nick saying that Darwin Falls is not in Darwin. And it's the sort of thing, you know, when people are telling you a lot of information, it's hard to kind of absorb it all as you're trying to write it down. And then you get to the place and your memory triggers and you think, oh, right. Even Christine kind of remembers Nick saying that to me, but she wasn't paying attention. So, lesson learned. But I will just pan around and you can have a little bit of a view of the amazing landscape here, because it is quite amazing. Yeah, that's as far as we're going to turn that way. We'll try going the other way. Still a learning process. All is good. But they're quite the valley, eh? There's her little blue car down there. And see, there's the white-capped Sierra Mountains over there. So, thanks for watching! Penguins Wanderlust! And behind us, you see the Sierra Nevadas. The Pacific Crest Trail is on the top of those.
surprised to find Joshua trees here. So, the Joshua tree, it takes forever to grow. I think it's like a couple decades just to grow one farm.
Yeah, I bought some seeds and it's 1 inch per year.
Wow. And there's only 2 spots in the world where Joshua trees grow. One is this area near Joshua Tree, and that's why I'm surprised they're here. And the other one is somewhere in Israel. Only 2 locations in the world that have these trees. So, here you go. Here's a Joshua tree.
Cool.
And if you pan out, there's a whole bunch of them.
There's the road we took to go down to the mine. And here we are back at the tree. So thanks for watching. Yay! Oh.
Hey, so I'm going to read this sign. This is like a block they have at the corner intersection of 190 and the road to Darwin. It says here, the town was named after Darwin French, who explored the area in 1860, giving his name to the falls, canyon, and wash. This was dedicated in October 1981, a month before I was born.
Cool.
Cool.
And as you were noting before, somebody has defaced the plaque.
It's been hard to read. You see here, if you look closely, someone scratched it on purpose. Maybe they didn't agree with the history. So,
not very fun. So, thank you,
thank
Christine.
you.
Here we are at the entrance to Death Valley National Park, homeland of the Timbisha Shoshone tribe. I stopped and Christine didn't notice, but I'm sure I'll catch up to her. And here's what it looks like right here. And so soon we'll be back on the road. So Penguin says, thanks. Okay, we're working.
Hey, it's Christine again with Penguins Wanderlust. Right now we are near Panamint Canyon and in Death Valley Monument or Park. I'm sorry for not knowing it correctly. If you look out here, it is gorgeous out here. There's some sort of canyon down there. We unfortunately are gonna have to turn around because we're running a little out of time, and Darwin Falls is like a mile trek in and a mile trek out, so that takes about, maybe 2 hours possibly, depending. And so we're gonna head back into town, and we're gonna head towards Keel Hot Springs and soak tonight.
Yay!
It's beautiful today.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
I had thought it was only going to be 1 hour to like go in and out. I'm not really up for another major hike like yesterday, but anyway, this is quite gorgeous here, so yeah, okay.
And we saved our $25 and we didn't have to pay to get into the park.
Oh, bonus!
Bonus!
Yay!
Yay!
This is the, what's it called? Keel Hot Springs.
Here we are at Keel Hot Springs at the base of the Eastern Sierras. There is a spa, and this, I was gonna talk. The spa is $10 a day, I think, but there's like these, the water overflows, and so there's like 2 or 3 ponds that are free if you catch it. Sometimes they stop running the water, so you might come up here and there might not be water, but otherwise it's a pretty nice free soak if you like hot springs.
Cool.
Go.
Great.